Welcome back to my channel. It's Ifoma Okoli. Welcome back to all the subscribers and the non-subscribers. Remember to subscribe, please. Assist the channel to grow, and more people can see the channel when you do. We really appreciate, I really appreciate that. Thank you for coming back, and thank you for, if you're a new comer, welcome. Okay, so today, the topic, what I'm going to be talking about today is conflicts, okay, and Christianity. What's that concept? What's people's, what do people think about when they think about Christians and conflicts, and how should Christians handle themselves in conflict? In fact, how should anybody at all handle themselves in conflict, in a conflicting situation, and the thing with conflict is that, first and foremost, what brings it on is that nobody is perfect, everybody has one issue or another, so we have to find a way to balance it out, and sometimes it cannot be balanced out because some people at some points you will meet unreasonable people, so that's the issue, the thing with conflict. So everybody has to find a way to handle conflict in a way that is not messy, in a way that, your boundaries, you protect yourself, you protect yourself, and you don't allow yourself to continue to be someone that is trampled upon constantly, and then also you don't destroy the other person okay, who is bringing you the conflict, because people hurt people, okay, people who are hurting themselves, they tend to hurt others, and sometimes we are the people who bring the conflict, okay, who bring on the conflict. So we need to also know how to balance everything out, basically. So here it goes. And then, okay, another thing, there's a video that's attached, okay. I love this song, okay, by Geovanna. To me, she's a new artist. I don't know for how long she's been out there, so enjoy the banter and leave comments, and enjoy the music also. All right, let's get right to it. Hi everybody, welcome back. Today is going to be, I want it to be a quick one, but I don't know how quick how quick I'll be able to make it. But it's about conflicts and Christians, or how to handle conflicts as a Christian. How do you handle conflicts, basically? Because I find out that there is it a misconception, should I say, that no, that Christians are not supposed to go with conflict, or just take everything that is dished out to you, however it is dished out to you. And so I see a lot of people expecting you to not say anything when you're faced with conflict, or to just lay down and die or something when you're faced with conflicting situations. But that's not the case. That's not the case, actually. Because if we as Christians are to look at our prime example, God, Jesus, we'll find out that they faced conflicts. Okay, so how did they handle the conflicts that they faced? For me, first and foremost, God himself faced conflict with the devil. if you're reading the scriptures, you will see that the devil was in heaven, and at some point he wanted to take the place of God and become God. But God said, no, this is my heaven. This is my place. This is where I created. So you cannot take over my place. You cannot take over my authority. So God had to kick the devil out of heaven and all those angels who agreed to join the devil's side and rebel against God, you know. So so you see that God faces conflicts, as in, like, God has to deal with conflicts. And we are Christians, and we should not just, hey, I'm just going to accept whatever is dished out and just because I'm a Christian. No, there are boundaries. By that action, I see that God sets his boundaries. You will not cross my boundaries. You will not do this and this and this. It's not acceptable. And if you're going to do that, then you cannot be around me. So basically, he evicted the devil from his place, from his home, okay, from his territory, because yes, he wasn't having that. Okay, God was not about to be disrespected, or God was not about to be usurped by the devil. Okay, that's one way to look at it. Another example I see is with Jesus when he was here on earth. He came and he saw people disrespecting the house of God, basically doing whatever they wanted. They came into the house of God, buying and selling in there, just turned the place into a full-blown market. Okay, and do you know what Jesus did when he saw that? He did not just sit down and say, I'm God, I'm so loving, I'm so kind, and so I'm just going to not see anything. You don't know what they're doing. Oh no. Actually, Jesus took Cain. He took Cain, as in he took Koboko. Let's call it what it is. He took Cain and he flogged everybody that was there buying and selling. He flogged them, as in he physically beat them, beating with Cain. He flogged them out of the temple and told them to leave the temple. And in a chapter after that, he was out there blessing people, calling people to repentance, performing miracles. So basically, it has to be order. As a Christian, you cannot just sit down, lay down and die, basically, and then people to do whatever they want with you, to get into your home, do whatever they want, or to come into your life and distort your life however they want. And, you keep bending backwards over for people, or keep lying down for people to trample on. No, and no. As a Christian, you should stand up for yourself when there is a need for it. You need to set boundaries for your life. Now, let me use myself as an example. I've had this, having to deal with some people that they're like, oh, you were cool at first or whatever, and then this happened and you corrected me and you went, and I'm like, yes, absolutely. And I expect that anybody, if I trample on your boundaries, if I disrespect you, I expect you to tell me if I'm losing it around you and, just disrespecting your life. I expect confrontation. I expect that somebody will say, no, please, no. And then if somebody says, hey, you're doing this to me and I don't like it, I would redress. I would, as long as I am in the wrong, being disrespectful and just messing up their life or messing up their boundaries or whatever, I will actually retrace my steps and correct myself, because I would not want people to trample all over my boundaries, trample all over my life for any reason. So this is very important that we as Christians know that we need to set boundaries. We need to make sure that you're nice, you're humble, you're meek, but your life is not anybody's doormat. Because the truth in life is you cannot satisfy everybody. You cannot satisfy everybody. And no, everybody's not going to understand you, because they have their way of living. You have your way of living. Anytime your life is intersecting with another person's life, there should be mutual respect. There should be mutual understanding in the way that you guys interact with each other. When people wrong you, you let them know. You let them know, especially if you all have to have contact all the time, or you are family,
or you're in a relationship, you do have to say these things. You cannot bottle up those things inside. And when you're done doing that, if they choose to correct themselves and if they choose to do better, then fine, everybody keeps going along. But you cannot keep on submitting your life to people who disrespect your boundaries, and you limit your openness to people who seek to just always disrespect your boundaries. Like they're constantly disrespecting your boundaries, like whatever, I don't care. They just feel like, yeah, your life is whatever I want to do with it, then I can do. No. You don't open yourself up to that. You don't open yourself up to that, because if not, you'll be driving yourself crazy. You drive yourself crazy trying to please everybody, even the people that are in your life. They need to know that there are boundaries, and you need to respect their own boundaries as well. So everybody needs to exist with mutual respect for each other. You think at some point, people, you have to wake up, be aware, be self-aware, know that no, this life, you only have one life to live. Have one life to live, and in that life to live, you make sure that for me as a Christian, I think my first aim is to make sure that God is pleased with me. I do the best that I can do. First and foremost, arranging my life to the best of my ability, and then helping others to the capacity that I can help, and pleasing God, making sure that God is pleased with me, because honestly, you cannot be anything for anybody if you have not arranged yourself properly. Do you understand? So even when you're flying in an airplane, they always say, you know what, take, if the pressure in the cabin happens to drop, help yourself first with your oxygen mask. Make sure you're breathing before you try to help other people to put on their own oxygen mask. So in the same vein, you have to help yourself. You have to make sure that you're stabilizing your own life, your own family, and then you're able to assist others, and you're able to make sure that, balance yourself out the much that you can do. I always tell people, don't allow anybody to put you on high jump. Don't allow anybody to put you on high jump, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are actually quite after their own thing. Not a lot of people are looking out for others. So look out for the people in your space the much that you can, and look after yourself and yours, because that's your first priority first. Limit interactions with people who are taking you for granted, walking all over you, wanting to take control of your life and just star in your own life as the star of your life. Like relegate you to the background and make sure that you are the supporting role in your own life. No. You are the main actor, the principal in your own life story. So you take hold of your life and do with your life the way that you know that God is leading you to do it, and be respectful to others, and don't accept and don't subject yourself to abuse, to misuse.
We are in no way called to be arrogant, vain, or to think that we're better than anyone else. But to shrink ourselves, to make ourselves smaller in order to make other people feel more comfortable, is to diminish the beautiful painting of our lives that God has created. I've had several relationships where a person who I should have been able to trust to be at least generally decent to me was, quite frankly, mean to me. And I've watched these same people treat other people with kindness and respect, which shows me that they know how to be kind. They just didn't want to be kind to me. A few times when this has happened, I've told God, how about I just pretend to be that smaller version of myself so that the person won't feel so insecure and they won't treat me this way. The Holy Spirit showed me that would not be the loving thing to do to God, myself, or the other person. Why would I discount God's handiwork, diminish my testimony, and accommodate the lowest parts of that other person, thereby helping to reinforce those parts? I've lost all types of relationships because I refuse to shrink. And you know what? That's okay. Because the reality is, I could put on a facade to try to appease the other person, but they'd never be satisfied, because people sense and are off-put by inauthenticity, even if they think they prefer it. We don't owe anyone a false version of ourselves that acts like we haven't been bought with a price, redeemed, and made anew. When you're tempted to shrink, don't. But don't walk in pride either. Walk in the confidence of what is said in Psalms. You are fearfully and wonderfully made by God.
So everybody needs to be able to know that you don't just sit back and because you're a Christian who is supposed to be humble and meek, then anybody can disrespect you, and anybody can destroy your life or walk all over your life the way that they want to. No, and no. Okay, so I hope this helps. I hope this helps because it is very important. I see this happening a lot. I see it happening a lot, and I see people getting upset when you stand your ground. People will get upset because a lot people have so much expectations of other people that they themselves cannot even meet. So meet to the best of your ability the expectations that you know you should meet, while making sure that you're managing your own life well. Nobody except God is who you are, who you're supposed to please. Please God, please yourself, make sure that you're okay, and then you move. Because people will always say something. People will always say something. They will always have something to say. Do you be you, be there for you, okay? Be there for you. Be there for you, because at the end of the day, I see the way people move on after somebody passes on. They'll say, oh, she was so nice, oh, she was always helpful, oh, she was everywhere doing everything for everybody, oh, God bless her soul. And then the next thing, they're eating, partying. That's how many hours after the person is gone, and that's just the way it is. Okay.
Or if he was a man,
they say, oh, he was such a good guy. Oh, please, let's cheers to the life of so, and they cheers and they drink. That's it. Okay. That's it. So make sure that you live your life for you and God to be satisfied with it at the end of the day. God bless us all, and we have a lot to think about and to dissect from all that was said here. All right, take care and do share. Put your comments in about your experiences with these kind of things, and let me know in the comment section. All right, take care and come back for more later. Bye bye.